Hey YouTube, TK here. In this episode we've got a distributor recurve for one of my, he's actually my first international customer. This is for Tomo's tune-ups. So this just arrived this morning. Hopefully in here there is a distributor and he hasn't sent me something else. So we're going to be talking about advanced curves and basically going through this distributor which he has supplied. As you can see, it's all still boxed up, so I'll get into taking that out of the box and we'll see what we're dealing with. See how well he's wrapped it up. So Tomo's tune-ups is from Australia, and he's been doing a remote tune with Darren Haynes in Colorado, one of AC Dodd's other trained tuners. So here we go. Put that box aside for now. We have a point setup 45D distributor. Very good. So what we're going to do is we're going to check the vacuum advance, make sure that's working and make sure it hasn't already split, because sometimes these don't last very long, which is just unfortunate. Some brands are better than others, but anyway, we'll get into stripping this. So it's a main shaft down to like what this is here. We'll then get it in the distributor machine, spin it up, and we're going to graph it out up here. So this is the engine specs. This is what he's already indicated so far. So little information about it. He's got it set to 4 degrees at 1000 RPM, and it's about 34 degrees, which should really be here where my finger is, at about 4000 RPM. So for a 1098 plus 20 with a cam, that's far too much, and that's not enough. So talk to Darren about this one, and we are going to correct this. We've got our own ignition curve that we're going to go with to improve this, actually optimize this for the engine. Now bearing in mind, none of this has been done on a dyno. Yeah, if it had, would be able to actually, dial it in properly. Well, not properly, but right into the degrees that we need to. So we'll get to stripping this one, so we can actually start on the recurve. So first thing I usually check is to make sure that the vacuum advance isn't holding up the base plate, because I've encountered that several times where it'll actually be preloaded. So if I take that off there, if I just unhook the vacuum advance ever so gently bently, there it goes. A little bit frustrating. So that can go back quite some distance. So I'll probably end up drilling a hole in the end here to push that back, so the vacuum advance has more of a range on the base plate. So one thing to look out for as well. So yeah, we'll get the base plate out of there. Points and condenser. This is all brand new, so I shouldn't really need to be replacing any of this componentry. Also make sure that it's got very little in the way of side to side play. So yeah, anyway, I'll get this apart and I'll show you what it looks like next in the distributor machine. So as you can see, I've got the base plate out over here. Now I just thought I'd really quickly show you. And here you can see the stop. I'll just grab the screwdriver so I can actually show you. So you got the cam stop here and here. Already I know that this is just far too much, and it is mechanically restricted by the springs. But I know that this could probably advance further than what's already been indicated. So anyway, we'll crack on with that and get that further apart. As you can see, that's all apart now. I've taken the wee screw out of the end of there, so I can actually get that apart when I take the springs off. You can see it's nice and clean in there, so that'll get a bit of a wipe out and re-oil, go back together. As you can also see, the roll pin has to come out to get all this apart. Now, the bonus about using this machine here is, well, as soon as you strip the distributor down to this state, you can recurve it, reassemble it, opposed to using an older machine where you've got to assemble the entire distributor, set it up, spin it up, strip it down, and rinse and repeat basically until it's all corrected. Where with this one, as you can see, it's all tested here. There's a digital readout, there's a variable speed controller, and there's some wizardry in behind here that I will not be showing you as to how all of this works. But anyway, this is just one that I've got for stock, so I'll go and take this one out of here. Put that aside. I won't be needing the heat transfer paste because it's for points. There's my little degree wheel. So we'll get this in there. We'll just get that nipped up for the time being. I'll try and do my best here to have the camera going so you can see it at the same time as I can. Unfortunately, the machine's a little bit taller than what the camera is, so what I'll do is I'll fit the degree wheel to the distributor, and on the, now bearing in mind we're not talking engine degrees now, we're talking distributor degrees, so it's a wee bit confusing if you're not familiar with it, that this is all halves. So at the moment we've got 0 degrees here, just by moving this around. Now I can squeeze that all the way up to, I'll go backwards and forwards a couple of times with it. So it's 0, 18 degrees with the springs on. So, one moment while I work out that maths, because I'm terrible with equations. It's 36 degrees. I should have known there. Yeah, 36 degrees of mechanical advance on the engine. So, say you were to have it set to 10 degrees, all in, it would be at 46, which would, melt pistons and break rings. So, yeah, if the springs can hold it back, then it's okay, but yeah, which I mean 9 times out of 10 the springs are holding it back, but that's not what you want, because if the springs become weak, then you end up with that situation. So I'll get the springs off it now, I'll recheck that, and yeah, we'll probably make a modification to the cam, but yeah, I'll show you that as we go. Actually, before I do that, we're going to run this machine up with the springs and everything on there as it is. So I'll get the cap on there. Unfortunately, this thing makes a whir of a noise and does, get quite loud. So unfortunately, I can't quite show you because I do have to have the lights off for setting this up. So as you can see, ooh. And the trick is not to get your hand in the way, because the machine does not care. Just like a lathe, it needs to be shown some respect. Now, some people may say, oh, it needs a guard on it. Some of you are right, but if you can see where my hands are, they're a mile away. Just being safety conscious. So Anyway, I'm just making sure that we're zeroed, which we are. Probably a little bit hard to see, but there's a light flashing on the pointer. I can see it, but you probably can't. So I'm going to turn the lights off now. So excuse the noise because this is a high frequency machine. I'll be writing some numbers down as well. So at 430 RPM, we're at 0. See when it starts to advance. So it's only just started to advance now at 730. We'll be taking it and wind it up to 2000 RPM. We'll go 970 actually, because where I set the distributors, so it's at 5 degrees on the distributor at 976 RPM. Wind it up another 500 RPM. Wait for it to settle. So it's at 12 degrees at 1446 RPM. Let's go to 1950. Kind of overshot the mark, and we're at 2000 RPM, which is reading 15 degrees. And we'll just go to 2500. Again, I do apologise for the noise at 17. 2533. We'll just send it all the way in. There we go. It's actually 20 degrees at 3000. So I'll just wind that all the way back now. So that's what the original curve is. So I'll get that written up on the board so you can actually see what's going on. So there we go. That's the curve written out. So you can see that where he finished off measuring it, and I believe it was 4,000 to 5,000 RPM, is basically in the realms of what I've got on the machine. Now this is if the base idle time was what he'd set it to. So this is what you'd nearly expect to see on the engine, taking mechanical loss into it. So as you can see, we've got 45 degrees at 6,000 RPM. Now on this particular engine, I'm wanting about 26. This is all mechanical as well. So no vacuum advance calculations, obviously, because it's the, we're taking it straight off the main shaft. So yeah, I'm going to recurve this. I'm not going to show you how to do it because that's something that you've actually got to pay for through AC Dodd or Darren Haynes. But anyway, I'll get on to recurving this. I'm giving it a specific curve for this engine. So this won't work on everyone's cars, and obviously there was going to be a little bit of a degree factor thrown in, so there's some tunability at the other end. Also to take into account for mechanical loss, because you can recurve a distributor for this engine or any other engine. Say I was to recurve this one, it might be a particular curve in one car, and then in another car it'll be like 1 or 2 degrees off because of playing the drive gear or the cam. So I'll get on to recurving this, and I'll regraph it out at the end and show you what the difference is. Okay, so at the moment I'm just plotting out the new graph. I'll show you the results of the recurve in a moment. But keeping with the base idle timing of 5 degrees as originally set, that's not where I'm going to recommend it. I'm going to recommend that we're singing it at about 10 to 12 degrees, but it also depends on how it's in the car once it's been fitted, and how Darren sees fit as to where it can be adjusted to. So there's a wee bit of tunability in this as well. So got I'll try and do my best here to make this graph as nice as possible for everyone to read. Should have drawn a bigger table because it is quite a disappointing looking curve. So, only because obviously compared to the original curve. Sweet, so this is what we've got now. So if you follow this line here, idle, and then this line here, so that was the original mark here, up here, skyrocketing. This is now what we've got. So starts to advance nice and early. Well, not as early as what it was. And then shoots up to 16 degrees at just before 2000 RPM. And we've got 19 degrees at just under 3000 RPM. So it's 28 and 98. And then 21 degrees at 37.78. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to redraw this as to where I'm going to recommend the curve to be, to see how it would alter it. So one moment. So say we start the ignition timing at 10 degrees. And then the next spike up will be again at 1444. So 1444, so sorry, it was 13 degrees. And then we're going to have 21 degrees. At 1932. So world's worst lines. We're then going to have 24 at 28. So in here. And then we're going to have 26 all in at 37.78. Shouldn't have really done a curve there. It's meant to be a straight line, but you get the gist. No, I can do better than that. Come on, Tyler. Come on. Right. Yeah, it's no better. But you can see there, bring it in nice and early. So just by, I mean, this may change another 2 degrees, which theoretically would bring this up another 2 degrees. But this graph is a lot safer to use on this particular car as well. So again, there'll be some tunability at the other end once it's fitted to the car. Again, this graphic changes depending on the car's requirements as well. If it's really high compression, then the timer can be brought back. So yeah, again, there is some tunability there. We'll just go over and show you what I've done. So firstly, I had got the camera at the right angle. I have taken 12 degrees out of the stop now, so now there's only 8 degrees of movement. Custom made spring, so that's one that I've cut myself, and then here is a modified spring that comes in a pack. So yeah, so again, that's our own curve for this car. So yeah, that's not a fast road curve, by the way. That is just a curve custom for this car. So there are some other details as to why we've determined this one. So the carburetor, the manifolds, yeah, there's a whole lot of other information there. The final drive even gets thrown in there. What sort of air filter it is as well is a big one. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to throw this one back together now, and we'll get that boxed up and sent back to Australia. One thing I haven't done yet is check the vacuum advance, which I said I was going to do right at the start, but I thought I'd just show you that as well. So just have a cheap little vacuum gun with a gauge. And just making sure it's suitable for a small bore. So there are a couple of readings that I'm looking for on this. So to determine if it's suitable for a small bore or a large bore engine, it's part of the information that, part of the information you pay for when getting the training through Darren or AC. But that's more than suitable. I'm happy with that. So I'll just drill another hole at the very end of it here, just to push that base plate back round. I've also made sure that the base plate's nice and free as well. Not sloppy, but it's also not binding, so I'm happy with that. So yeah, I'll get it all back together, get it boxed up, and I will obviously set the points as well, but that's something that will be done once it's back in the car as well. So a couple of adjustments, but this is basically my side of it all done. So yeah, enjoy the recurved distributor there, Chris, and yeah, enjoy. But yeah, obviously if anyone's got questions, please post them in the comment section down below. There's only so much information I can give away, unfortunately. But yeah, anyway, thanks for watching. Until next time.
Well, fuck me sideways. That is completely different. Everything from the starting, the idling, the takeoff, even though I've got a light flywheel in it, it felt like you don't need to give as many revs to get it moving. The mid-range, the torque, the top end, the overall power delivery felt way more linear compared to what was before. And it just goes to show that when you fit parts of your car, you need to make sure they're correct. It's not always going to be correct for your setup. So even though Minisport have supplied this part, and nothing against Minisport, I love them and their products, however, you need to make sure that it is correct. Otherwise, you're literally robbing yourself of fuel economy and power delivery. Anyone looking to get their car tuned, definitely reach out to TK, and I look forward to seeing you all in the future.